Hi all, this is part 2 of Understanding Death, and this is the exercise about connecting with people that have died so you can have your own experiences with people in the after-death realm. So for this exercise, if possible, get an object that belonged to someone in your family, or get a idea or object from someone who created something you like. For instance, a painting or a book or photography, or get a photo of an athlete if you're trying to connect with someone that did some kind of sports. Because there's nothing special or magical about any of these objects. But when you look at this, let's say it's a painting of a painter that you admire that has passed on. When you look at this object and you look at the brush strokes and the color and all of that, you are connecting energetically to that person when they were alive and when they were making those brush strokes and choosing those colors. So you then have connected yourself with that energy, or you are moving yourself to a place where you're in connection with that energy. It's something you can move in and out of at will. But objects help us move our energy to that person. You can do all these exercises without objects, but they just help trigger us to move our energy in a certain way. So take that object and sit down and find 15 minutes to meditate. And when you meditate, first take 5 or 10 minutes to clear your thoughts and just ask to connect with energy of that person. And sit down and connect with that energy, but don't let your mind control what you think that you're going to hear or receive or feel. You're probably not going to have a conversation with that person. Probably what is going to happen, especially if you're new to this, is that you're going to have feelings that are just feelings. They may not even feel like that person. But your task is to clear your mind and allow an open space for that person to come in to your life. So you're allowing that space and you're just stopping and listening the way you would listen if someone was talking to you. But you're not forcing the words. And it's okay if you don't, you're not forcing that person to talk to you, or you're not determining what words they say to you. You're just stopping and listening. And how they choose to communicate to you is up to them. And your understanding of them is not going to be clear at the start. It's going to be in feelings, and that's fine. It's going to be very subtle. Even if nothing specific comes up, that's okay, because the point is to connect with their energy and set that stage for something later. So you're going to meditate for 15 minutes with this object and with the energy of that object. And you can ask for something specific if you want, like, please help give me inspiration on my next painting, or please help inspire my movements when I'm doing this sport, or whatever it is that you want. And this is the key, is when you meditate, you set that aside and you forget about it. And then you go through your day, and when you're doing something, often that is when you will get a more specific and clear message. And it might be when you're doing something random, like going shopping. Then you get some kind of connection from that person. And the reason that it happens that way is because when we're doing something new, often our minds are on guard. And if we don't believe that this kind of connection can happen, our minds will filter it out. So when we're sitting down and focusing on it actually happening, our minds often are on guard and are going to filter out things that are very real. So going about your day, doing something else, your mind is occupied on other things. And that often is when you get an inspiration or a message or something that will help you move forward. I think this is beautiful exercise because it helps you realize the continuity of life. It helps you realize that people that have passed over are, not only are they not in existence, but they're also not boring people sitting on clouds just meditating and being happy all day. They are interactive, and they're in our lives all the time, and it helps us realize the continuity of energy, that we are not separate from people on the other side of the veil, even though it appears that we are. Okay, that's all for now. If you want, you can go get more information at consciouscreativelife.com, and I also have workshops on offer there. Thanks.